Well, he's finally done it. WWE superstar Gunther has overthrown Elvis wannabe the Honky Tonk Man's Intercontinental Championship record length of 454 days. It's been an impressive run using his 15 defenses to either put on great matches, take a look at his match with Sheamus at Clash of the Castle 2022, which was arguably match of the year, or elevate talent such as Xavier Woods, Mustafa Ali, and recently Chad Gable. He's come across like an absolute force ever since he debuted at NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool, and after having a whopping 870-day United Kingdom Championship run, definitely deserved to be the guy to beat Honky Tonk's amount of days. But what now? He's already a favourite to win the 2024's Royal Rumble after having an incredible performance in the 2023 edition, beating Rey Mysterio's record, yes, another record, of longest time in a Rumble match after going for 1 hour, 11 minutes and 42 seconds. We could easily see him hold the Intercontinental Championship through the winning the Rumble and leaving WrestleMania 40 as a double champion, much like Ultimate Warrior did at WrestleMania 6. But what if he loses the title before being pushed to the main event? Who could be the one to stop the legendary run and become a hot attraction for doing so? Well, let's take a look at some of these names, as I'm Toby King, this is the main event, and these are 10 wrestlers who could end Gunther's reign. But first, remember to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for more notifications when a video goes live. Back to the list. Number 10, Sheamus. Now, I know we have seen this multiple times now. Like I said earlier in the video, Sheamus and Gunther had one of the matches of the year in 2022, but there's a saying, third time's a charm. But Toby, Sheamus already has 3 attempts. Well, yes, Mark, but he's only had 2 one-on-one matches with Gunther for the title. That triple threat doesn't count. It was more of a story between the red-headed Irishman and Drew than a story with Gunther. One more singles match between he and the Austrian could give Sheamus the win we are all looking for. It's no secret he is now getting on a bit and his body won't hold out forever. Also, the Intercontinental Championship is the only accolade in WWE to escape him right now. Why not give Sheamus the win over arguably his biggest rival and let him have a lovely little reign? It would be a great final moment for his great career. Number 9, Dominic Mysterio. A controversial one, but this is more for the shock factor it would hold. Current Judgment Day member, NXT North American Champion, and crazy heat magnet Dominic Mysterio would seriously give WWE the shocking moment that people would be arguing about for a long time, which is what grows interest and the algorithm's love for it. Also, it helps little channels like me discussing these topics. Hit that subscribe now! I personally feel, as I know many do, that Gunther would need to drop the title in a straight one-on-one and be beaten clean, and let's be honest, Dirty Dom isn't going to do that. There will be Mammy interference, possibly other members of the Judgment Day, whoever they may be at the time, and it would be a dirty win. In a heel versus heel scenario, that won't really come across very well, and there is no way on earth they can turn Dominic babyface off a Gunther rivalry. I see this more of a dirty trick WWE could pull on us in the future. We've seen it before, they'll definitely do it again. Number 8, Cody Rhodes. It's been a while since the son of a plumber won a title in WWE, the last one being a tag team title run with Goldust when he was the absolute legendary character that everyone loved, Stardust, and that was in 2014. It's pretty much common knowledge that Cody more than definitely will be taking on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 for the WWE Universal Championship, but what if that's not the case? Does he go after the World Heavyweight Championship, whoever the holder may be, or does he go after a belt that has been brought back to relevancy over the past year and a bit? A title he loves and has had some fantastic runs with. If there was a chance he goes after Gunther, the story is right there. Cody was the one to eliminate Gunther in the 2023 Royal Rumble to go on and win, so Gunther could feel slightly threatened. I do genuinely think the top title program will be Cody going on and winning the Universal Championship, but if not, let's have him versus Gunther. It would be a great match, a great rivalry, and it would really solidify Cody as the guy. Number 7, Solo Sikoa. Solo may be on SmackDown now, so more primed to go for the United States Championship. But in a world where his brother can quit and show up on another show and the brand split not really meaning anything, he could always go to Raw and challenge for the Intercontinental title. And he is one person I could see as a legitimate threat to Gunther. He's only lost a handful of matches since coming to the main roster and joining his family in the bloodline, and is consistently shown as a brick wall very hard to go through. Imagine he had a fight with Gunther and took a chop but remained stood up without flinching. The crowd would erupt. Just that one moment would take Solo to new heights. Currently though, Solo is wrapped up in the ever-growing, twisted and confusing Bloodline storyline, and it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. If he ends up leaving the group and heading to Monday nights, he would be a fair opponent for Imperium's leader. Number 6, Bron Breakker. The The first of a few NXT call-ups and one of only 3 on this list that can say they have already beaten Gunther. Whilst NXT champion, Breakker and the Austrian faced off for the title and Braun won. It would be a great claim by the Steiner to challenge Gunther, even if it was a case where Braun's debut match was against him. It would mean that the record run is over and we get a new star on the main roster instantly with Braun Breakker. He is currently a heel in NXT and we all know WWE doing heel versus heel doesn't really come across well, and it's doubtful he'll be babyface anytime soon. But we all know he's the future of the company and he will become the guy. Instead of doing everyone's fantasy booking with him being the guy to beat Roman in his first match, let's be more realistic and have him win a mid-card title in his debut against a force to establish him a bit more prior. It's a daring idea, but Santino Marella did it, why can't Braun? Number 5, Big E. This one all depends on if he wants to come back to wrestling in the end. It was on the 11th of March 2022 when Big E got injured and we are yet to see if there is any possibility of him returning to the ring. A return then taking the Intercontinental Championship off Gunther would be an amazing moment. Big E is still a very popular WWE superstar even after being forced onto the shelf and would be the most baby of baby faces for Gunther's heel persona. The two men are heavy hitters and could put on an absolute powerhouse of a match within Big E's limitations, and a win for E at the end would be a crowning achievement. Sure, you could make a lengthy rivalry out of it where Big E keeps getting screwed out of the win, thrown together with a couple of New Day versus Imperium matches, then lead it to WrestleMania where Gunther finally falls. Again, this is all down to if Big E wants to come back to the ring, but if he does, I would love to see this. Number 4, Ilia Dragonov. This one writes itself. Ilia Dragonov was the one to beat Gunther for the United Kingdom Championship at NXT TakeOver 36. The main person I see the IWC say they want to beat Gunther is Dragonov, and it does make perfect sense. History always repeats itself. The story itself would be entertaining because there is only really one person in his entire run Gunther has ever seemed like he truly fears, which we'll get onto in a bit. But if Ilia came out and challenged Gunther, the fear the champ would have and the desperation for him to keep the championship, trying anything to retain, would certainly add new levels to Gunther's character. The match or matches also would be some of the best we could see on the WWE main roster. The matches in NXT UK were unbelievable and drew so many eyes onto the product. Even people who had sworn against all things WWE tuned in for Dragonov's failed attempt at an NXT UK TV. A call-up then a lengthy rivalry between the rivals would definitely help show off Ilia to many main roster fans and elevate his stock up, but a win would definitely solidify him as a top player in WWE. Number 3, LA Knight. This guy needs a title. LA Knight is easily the most over wrestler in WWE right now, and is reportedly the number 1 babyface on the internal roster for SmackDown. Why can't they capitalize on it? He's not the guy to beat Roman Reigns, that's a guarantee, but a very solid mid-card title run would be something Knight could definitely do with. A fan favourite foil for Gunther's reign, you couldn't get better than LA Knight and the crowd would receive the thing they have wanted. LA Knight getting the credit he deserves. This may be a short entry, but you all know LA Knight. You know he's over, and you know that it makes sense for him to be the guy. Number 2, Chad Gable. Alpha Academy has been a blessing for Chad Gable. His partnership with Otis and now Maxine Dupree has been flawless television. Not only can they show that they can go in the ring, but they also have the comedic factor like Edge and Christian. Chad has always been a talking point for a long time as everyone believes he is criminally underrated. Bell to bell, he is one of the best wrestlers in the company and his work reminds a lot of people of Kurt Angle. It's a real big shame he wasn't the illegitimate son. His work through multiple tag teams, whether it was with Jason Jordan, Otis or Robert Roode, he has always put on killer performances, and it's been the same recently alongside Gunther. After showing he can last 5 minutes with the Austrian and then going on to have a great match with him, we then saw him beat the Austrian. Yes, by count out, but a win's a win. He unfortunately lost to Gunther in his Intercontinental Championship match, but reports say they received a standing ovation backstage, which was well deserved as the match was incredible. Such a reception would almost guarantee a rematch for the belt, and as Chad was arguably the closest to beating Gunther, a win would make sense. He has the crowd behind him and is a great choice, but as of recent, I think there's one more. Number 1, Jey Uso. A WWE payback on the Grayson Waller effect, Cody Rhodes announced that Monday Night Raw had acquired Jey Uso to their roster after he quit SmackDown following a loss to Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. This gives Jey something to do for a while without having to be involved with the Bloodline or his twin Jimmy, at least until WrestleMania season. Sure, a run with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens would be great, but Jey needs to stand out on his own. He has been labelled main event Jey Uso for years, but hasn't really done anything to really represent that apart from some great main event matches with Roman. A much deserved single titles run would surely add stop to the name, and we all know he could have a fantastic run. Sure, he could go on and beat Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship, but with Damian Priest lurking, the run would surely be cut short. If you gave him Gunther, he could play the ultimate underdog going up against a tyrant of the ring, a couple of failed attempts and then a definitive win. It would show Jay as a great single star. A run would also show he can handle himself with a belt on his own. Plus, you could add extra stakes to his and Jimmy's match at WrestleMania. Whoever beats Gunther though will be a made man. Or woman. You could have Rhea beat him. That would be believable. And that's the list. Who do you think should beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship? Leave a comment down below. Also remember to like the video and hit subscribe for more content and lists like this. Thank you for watching. I've been Toby King, and I'll see you in the main event.